Hello, my name is Matt James. I'm the product manager for self-propelled forage harvesters here at CLAAS. Today we're standing in a cornfield that went down from the derecho here in central Iowa. We can see corn kernels are good. It's at the right harvest moisture, but it's down. Nothing worse and nothing that strikes more fear in a farmer's mind than down corn. But the answer for us is our new Orbis 900. So let's go take a look at it. So one can see the new Orbis 900 kind of looks like the old one, but marked with a lot of great improvements. The first improvement is the new frame. So underneath we use one big stamped piece of metal to frame it out, which makes it stronger and more durable. And when we're in down corn, we need that durability. By having that frame come out farther, our points are shorter. So when we're in that down corn, we don't bend our points because they're shorter and stronger. We also improve crop flow by decreasing the height here, so our gatherers are closer to the ground to grab that. And with that new frame, it allows our knife to be closer to the ground and cut off closer and cleaner. And for our customers out west that really like to scalp the ground, that's a huge advantage with our new corn head. So then we follow the crop flow through and we get to the new Christmas trees. So the Christmas trees are bent forward, so they have a more natural flow of the crop flow to feed the forage harvester. And what that does also is improves our chop quality. So a lot of good improvements there, as well as the flotation. We can now run it and float like we do a hay header or a DD and really cut close to the ground. So in this down corn situation, we run it and float. The cylinder will go to neutral and we can really scalp the ground and pick up all that material and not leave too much on the field. A couple other little things is we now have improvements in our brown leaves. So in the morning when there's a lot of dew on, these brown leaves, you know, right now it's dry because it's Iowa and it's almost 100 degrees out here today and it turns into dust. But in the morning with the dew on, it just wants to wrap everything because they turn into like rope. And we've got new bolt-on scrapers that help keep that area clean, because at CLAAS we want to be a all season, all crop, anytime type of head to chop, whether it's down corn, standing corn, wet corn, green corn, sorghum, milo, millet, whatever that crop is, we can go out there and harvest it at any time. So now let's get into our down corn situations. As you can see here, we got two down corn drums on there, and because of our new style and really fast folding, we are able to have the drums now on top so we can have taller drums for the down corn. Our previous head, the drums were about the third of the height. So it's a really great improvement. Next big improvement is for down corn, you can get this down corn point, which will help lift that crop up and get it over the center and around. And then lastly, for kits that we offer is these down crop kits. And you can see here, we've got lifters as well as crop guides. So a crop guide simply is guiding the crop and getting it hooked into the gather, because we need that stalk to be hooked in and brought around, and that's how we get good chop quality and that's how we get the crop flow. But now if it's really down, we can add the lifters, and this is just a lifter that bolts on. And what's really neat at CLAAS, what we did, the engineers did, is the points are all welded on and we just unbolt and bolt here at this point. So with the header up in the air and electric impact, you can really quickly switch over from doing down corn, twisted corn, or we'll show you here today some as flat as a pancake corn. That we can get into all these different situations. And you'll see here I've got a different combination. So today, because of the corn we're in, I've got a lifter on the outside point. The second point, I take everything off. The third point, I've got a lifter plus the piece to push the stalks into the gather, skip a point, and then here on the end, right before it goes into the channel, I've got a lifter and I've got a crop guide. And what that crop guide is doing is helping it stay in the gather and come around so we don't plug in the channel. The other thing you'll notice is from our old point, or the points that are original on the head, so for good standing corn, we use these original points. You'll see here now it's a flat plate, whereas on the old head it was a round bar but much longer. Well, these flat plates help us keep from having double cuts. So a double cut is these here in the field laying around, And what happens is when they fall out here and the knife cuts it off, then you'll get stalks down. By having this flat plate, it really helps it. But in down corn, we got to take these off so we can get that crop flow in. And you'll notice the difference in the length. We've shortened these little round bars up so they're just there enough to push it in, but not inhibit us in the down corn. So it's really universal. We have sometimes, if it's really bad in certain conditions, we might, instead of be on 1, 3, and 5, we might be on 2 and 4 with these lifters. We made this very universal, so for any customer out there, we can really fine tune it for their situation. And it could be if you're on 20-inch rows, 15-inch rows, 22s and 30s, a different combination might work differently. So, you know, we've got customers out west, they're on 36s, 38s, and even some 40s. So we have to have it so we can customize it for every situation here in North America. So lastly, let's go around to the back of the head and I'll show you one great feature we have. And that is tilting. Because as you can see here, we can tilt the header down and get these points pointed down farther to get underneath that crop. So if it's flat as a pancake, we can come back here. As you can see here, remove the head, loosen some bolts top and bottom, and then we slide the face plate back. And that tips the head down so we can use those points to scoop up the crop and get that crop to flow in. So we talked a little bit about what's new on the head. We talked about what some down crop options are. So now let's get in the chopper, get hooked back up, and let's get to the field. So today we're in central Iowa. We had that huge windstorm that came through here and blew all the corn down across central Iowa into Illinois. And we wanted to show how the new Orbis 900 can handle in this down crop. As you can see here, it is flat as a pancake. And we're here chopping along. You can see I'm using the float mode so we can really skim underneath it, because with the new frame, we're able to get underneath the crop and pick it up. So we're doing a really good job there. You'll notice I have the ear savers off so that crop can flow up and over. We've got the down crop drums on the outside, and we've got the points on the head to make sure it's picking up all of that corn on the ground. And you can see we're doing a wonderful job of picking up all that corn and saving this farmer a lot. I really feel sorry for everybody here in Iowa. This is pretty devastating to see all of this down corn, but at CLAAS we want to be there for our customers and help you do everything. We've also got a tilt function here, so I've got the header tilted down so we can pick up every ounce of this corn. We just take it easy so we can pick this all up, get it all up. We can also run in auto contour mode with the wands to lift it up a little. You can see that there in the setting. We can also use the preset height setting to pick it up that way as well. So depending on the situation, we've got a lot of things. And you also will notice I'm using CMOS Auto Performance. It's my favorite option with CLAAS. Right now with this 990 in Orbis, because the crop's down, we've got to let the header breathe to pick it all up. You'll see we're running 6 of 10, so we're running only at increment 6 for horsepower, which allows us to save a lot of fuel when we do this. It's a really great fuel savings. You can see the crop flow going through. Moisture is sitting here with our NIR sensor at 61% moisture. So doing a very good job watching our moisture. We're recording our tons, really seeing everything going on. But as you can see, there's really bad down corn. With all the good things we have on this machine, we're able to just cruise right along and pick up this corn. I'm really impressed of what our engineers have done to pick up this corn. Because here in Iowa, it's a disaster. It makes me cringe and make me not sleep at night knowing how much corn's been lost here in Iowa. But we're cruising along at 2.9 miles an hour, some really big, heavy, nasty stuff, and we're really doing a good job of picking it all up.